Yesterday, some injured passengers were airlifted to hospitals while others were transported by road. It's not clear where the plane was heading to.
Not sure exactly how the incident happened. The CAA will investigate. They are on scene and they take charge. We treated in total 21 patients, of which one is a deceased patient. We're not sure if it's the pilot or the engineer, might be a passenger. We found him inside the cockpit area. The other patients were all serious and critically treated and transported to close by medical facilities, obviously airlifted by Netcare choppers as well.
We're really just offering support and condolence from the city side. We are offering our support on the side of the mayor as well, and we're really just waiting to hear from the CAA and from the investigators what the outcome of the investigation will be since this crash happened.
Meanwhile, the South African Civil Aviation Authority (CAA) investigators have already begun combing through the wreckage to try to find clues as to the possible causes of the plane crash. We're now joined live via telephone from Pretoria by the Civil Aviation Authority's Executive for Accident and Incident Investigations, Peter Mashaba. Peter, a very good morning to you. We know that one person was killed and more than 20 injured. What's the latest in terms of the investigation?
Good morning and good morning to our listeners. Thank you. I think what we can report of this morning is that our investigators are continuing with the investigation this morning. And what we can confirm is that the aircraft indeed did take off from Wonderboom Airport. However, in terms of the intent or the purpose of the flight, that information, it will still be unveiled by the investigation process. We don't know what was the intent of the flight at this stage, but we should be able to know what was the purpose of the flight during the course of the day.
Does that mean then that you have not been able to establish contact with the owners of the charter plane, Martin Air?
In the contrary, we have the team that is in Wonderboom because the aircraft is South African registered, so meaning that the aircraft is within the South African Civil Aviation oversight, not that the aircraft is in the Netherlands oversight. The aircraft is registered in South Africa. It's got a certificate of airworthiness issued by the South African Civil Aviation Authority.
We seem to be losing that line. Are you still with us, Peter?
Yes, I'm still here.
The South African civil aviation industries is seen as one of the most progressive and the safest in the world. But give us a sense of how many plane crashes, fatal or not, have you experienced in recent times?
Look, if we look at the snapshot of the last 4 years, taking from the 2017-18 financial year, South Africa managed to reduce the number of accidents in the country from 144 to 72 that was recorded in 2017-18 financial year. Now, there's been a tremendous work and effort that have been made in order to address some deficiencies and gaps that lead to the aircraft accident.
So, in terms of moving forward from this one, what can we expect to happen from here on?
What we can expect is that the team of the investigators, within 30 days, we will be releasing what we term as the preliminary report. Preliminary report might contain some of the preliminary findings of what we able to establish within 30 days into the investigation of this accident. But following that, there will be a lot of engagement in terms of the witnesses, the crew that operated the aircraft, as we have made aware that the crew survived the accident, and also the air traffic controllers that were in communication with the crew, and the maintenance organization that was maintaining the aircraft. So we will be engaging all the key stakeholders that were involved into the operation of this aircraft.
Well, there you have it there, Peter Mashaba from the South African Civil Aviation Authority, saying they're in their initial stages of investigation, and we will keep in touch with him to find out what the outcomes are in terms of that plane crash. Blaine?